guys, how's it going? Dexstar here from Dexstar.net with an alternate paradiddle groove. So here's what's going on in this one. An alternate paradiddle is just a slightly kind of shuffled around paradiddle. So I'm going to show you that first, that's sticking. Then I'm going to show you the orchestration and a couple of little bits you can do to make it sound pretty cool. So I'm going to go at a fast pace, try and keep up. Let's have a look. Right, first of all, the alternate paradiddle. You've got the sheet music up here. You can see it's going to be played right, left, right, right. That's your first half, just like a normal paradiddle. But then you've got left, right, right, left, left. So the second half is different to a kind of standard paradiddle. So just try this. You can, if you're not at your drums, you can do it with your hands, just playing right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, left. And you've got that little quick diddle at the end, which just when you're playing on a bass drum, just playing on a snare drum going into a bass drum, that sounds really nice. You've got that left, left, followed by a bass drum and a hi-hat. So you get quite an interesting sound there. So I always like putting that in before a bass drum. So that's the sticking, and then you try and play it right hand on the hi-hat, left hand on the snare. So you're going to have right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, left. Make sure you're accenting what would be the second left. So it's going to be right, left, right, right, and then a heavy left, right, right, left, left. You get quite an interesting thing there, but remember, little notes, keep them low, played as ghost notes, and then your nice heavy left to make it groovy. Without that, it doesn't sound groovy. So that's the sticking pattern between the hi-hat and the snare drum. And then you just need to put a bass drum, a couple of bass drums in there. So the first half of the groove, you've got one bass drum on the first right. So if I play the same phrase again, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, left, I'm going to put a bass drum on just that first right. And that's your first half. If you repeat that just with one bass drum, that sounds pretty cool. But you want to funk that up a little bit, so the second half of the groove we're putting two bass drums in, which is exactly the same, apart from there's one extra bass drum on the second right hand you're playing. So the second half of the groove now, just the second half, is going to be right hand and bass drum, followed by a left hand, followed by another right hand and bass drum on the hi-hat, and then another right hand. So that first little bit there is right, left, right, right, and that last right doesn't have a bass drum. And then put the rest of the phrase with it. So again, this is just the second half. Bass, left, bass, and then another right hand, left, right, right, left, left. So the second half of the groove. Quite tricky getting that. So again, take time. You don't need to get this whole groove, as a whole. Just pinpoint the little bits, master each individual section, chunk them all together, and you've got the full groove. So do split it down. So that's good. And then put the first half and the second half together and you get the full groove. And it just creates this more interesting sound, just having a bit of a longer phrase, a bit more of a variation on the bass drum. So the full kind of sound that you're getting here, the groove that you're hearing, the underlying groove is this. Kick, snare, kick, kick, snare. So you've heard that before. With a load of hi-hats. This is a pretty standard rock groove. So that's your underlying groove. But then you're putting these extra kind of interesting bits over the top. So you can see it starts to make a bit more of an interesting phrase. And this is the thing, you don't have to use it all the time, so try and learn it on its own to start with, but then mix it in with other grooves that you know. So I'm just going to go for that underlying groove, and then switch in the paradiddles, and just see how it sounds putting the paradiddles in, taking them out. And it sounds like this. So it's pretty cool. So that's good. So a couple of interesting things you can do there. As always, try and play fills with this as well. You don't want to get stuck in this position where you get a cool groove and then you're not actually able to put anything else with it. Try and play this, really master it, and then try and come away from it and then go back to it. Only then you can apply it to music. That would sound like this. You get the idea, so that's pretty cool. And then, as always, I'm going to finish with a little bit of a solo, show you how I'd move this into a normal kind of playing situation. You can do the same thing on the ride. That makes an interesting sound. Move the right hands around, play the same groove, but just move the right hands around. So you just learn the same groove. All I'm doing there is exactly the same groove. I'm just putting the right hands into different places and keeping the rest of the groove the same. So, bit of an example. I'll play a little solo. Here we go. And there we go, you get the idea. So, really cool thing, alternate paradiddle groove. It's really cool. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys, if you've not done so already. And check out deckstar.net, got loads of lessons on there. All these lessons are on there organised, so go check them out. It's rather than being kind of here, there, and everywhere on YouTube, related video, which actually isn't that related. Maybe it's a completely different difficulty. Go onto the website. I've got them all laid out in a more structured order so that you guys can find the lessons that you're interested in. I've got hundreds of lessons on there, so go back. There might be some. Don't just wait to the new videos. Go back, find some old videos which might be relevant to you, and see how you go with it, which is cool. So have some fun with that, guys. I'll see you for another lesson sometime soon.